Hey y'all, thanks for joining me for another video. So today, as y'all can see, I got another story time for y'all. This one's pretty funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's take y'all back to year 2001. I can't remember between 2001 and 2002 because I graduated high school 2001. So this was my first year and only year of college. So anyhow, I stayed with my parents majority of my life up until 2001 when I was going to college. And so where we lived on the west side of town, and the college I was going to was east. So, it was a long bus ride. So me and my parents talked, and they was like, why don't you move with your sister? She lives, 15-20 minutes down the street. It'll be a quick bus ride for you instead of you coming, half an hour to 40 minutes across town, especially since my hours of my schooling would take me to the nighttime. So, my sister agreed, and she let me move with her and her husband. Rest in peace, he's no longer here. But so anyhow, I agreed, and they were okay with it. So I moved with her, and I think I was there 4 months, maybe 3 or 4 months. All right, so anyhow, so I'm going to college. I'm still catching the bus, but like I said, it's a shorter bus ride. So when I used to get off the bus, it would put me right in front of a Walmart. And here in Arizona, a lot of Hispanic men hang out at the Walmart, and so I don't know what it is, but I always had the Hispanic dudes coming after me. So anyhow, so this one time, this Hispanic dude was harassing me. He was trying to get my number, and I'm like, I was just at school all day, and I was at work before that. I'm trying to get home, get some food, and go to bed. So I don't want to be bothered. So this dude wouldn't take no for answers. So my brother-in-law, once again, he's no longer here. And he, ex-brother-in-law, but he passed away last year. But anyhow, so I had to call my brother-in-law. I'm like, hey, can you come get me? Because they literally live, 2 minutes from the Walmart. But for me, it's like a 10-minute walk from the Walmart to their house. And mind you, this is at night. So my brother-in-law comes up there, scared the dude away, and that's over with. So I tell my parents about this incident. I'm like, I've been being harassed by dudes. So they're like, you need to get a car. You've been catching the bus for a couple of months. And when I used to get home from school, it would be nighttime. So my parents was like, you need to go ahead and get a car. Now, mind y'all, this is not my first car. This is probably like my, probably at this point, probably like my 7th car or my 6th car. So I was like, okay. And I had a little, I had a job, but I had student loan money left. I had I think $1,000 left from my student loan money that I was just holding on to. So my mom was like, I seen this car down the street from us. I'll come pick you up and we could go, get the information and see how this car. Now, me having all these bad experiences before with buying used cars, I was a little leery. I was like, I don't know, Mom. I really don't want to waste money on a car that may not run well. She's like, you need a car. It's not safe for you to be, walking, especially at night. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and look at the car. So all right, so we go and we look at this car that she's seen. So I think it was like a 1989 Pulsar. I think it was Dodge. It was a Dodge Pulsar. It was silver, it was kind of square, and I'll insert a picture if I could find a picture of it. But so, on the outside, it looked okay. I wasn't really worried about, it being the best looking car, as long as it ran good. So we called a guy, he meets us, and mind y'all, the car is not parked in front of this person's house that's selling it. It's parked on the outside of the housing community. So it's not in front of a particular house. It's just in front of some houses, which was common. So anyhow, we get there. It's probably about 4 o'clock in the evening. So it's getting dark. And so the first red flag is there was no tags on it. And so I asked the dude, I was like, hey, you know, where's the tags? You know, is this going to pass emissions? He's like, oh yeah. Hispanic dude, he's like, oh yeah, everything is good, you know, it'll pass emissions. I just took it off because I'm selling it, and once I sell it, I'll put the tags back on. I was like, okay, that's common. So he drives it. We all get in, me, my mom, and my sister. My dad didn't go with us, so just me, my mom, my sister, and the guy. So the guy gets in the driver's seat, I get in the front, and my sister and mom is in the back. So he drives the car, he's driving the car. And so he drives around the neighborhood. You know, it's a neighborhood, so you can't go past 25 in a neighborhood. So he's driving a car around, a pretty decent car. The heat works, you know, and at this time it was cold. So the heat is working fine. I was like, okay, pretty nice. And so the second red flag was he drove the car. When you buy a car, you usually let the customer who's buying it, you usually let them drive the car so they could get a feel to see if they like it or not. And so he didn't let me do that. I was wondering, I was like, why are you not letting me drive the car? So that was the second red flag. But so we decide to my mom was like, you should go ahead and get it. It seems like it's a nice rented car. We didn't check under the hood or nothing, okay? We didn't even drive it in. And usually when people sell cars, they drive it into the traffic, and we was right near a main street. So he didn't take us into the main traffic. He drove us through the neighborhood. Third red flag, okay? So, you know, we decided to get the car. We wrote a bill of sale there. I don't know how much I paid for it. It was between $400 and $1,000. I think I had like $200 or $300 left. So we got the car, right? He gave us the keys, he gave us the tags and everything. And so we lived like 5-6 minutes from this dude, you know, so it's right down the street. Well, my parents lived, because I was still staying with my sister at the time. So this dude disappears. Like, I didn't see him go into none of the houses. He walks into the neighborhood somewhere. You know, me and my mom and sister get back in the car. He disappears, nowhere to be found. You know, we good, right? Girl, tell me why. I pulled out, wait, before I do that. And, you know, we was asking questions. It wasn't just going in blind. We was asking questions. And he kept saying, oh, this car is blessed by God. This car is blessed by God. That car was not blessed by God. And let me tell you why. So I'm pulling out to turn, you know, to go back to my parents' house. Tell me why this car did not go over 25 miles per hour. It would not accelerate past 25 miles per hour. Yes, this dude talking about this car is blessed by God. Y'all, that car was cursed by God, because because it would not go past 25 miles per hour. I was like, bro, this is why. And I was so mad. I was a little mad at my mom, because, you know, she's kind of like, you know, impulsive at times. And so I just didn't want to. I just had a bad feeling. I was like, I don't want to waste the rest of my student loan money. You know, I could hold it, you know, save it, you know, when I need to use it. And so, yeah, the car wouldn't go over 25 miles per hour. So I had to be real cautious in traffic, because this side of town that we lived on, people drive crazy. So, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, I just wasted, I think it was $700 on this car. Still got to get insurance on it. And it don't go over 25 miles per hour. Y'all, I was so angry. He didn't leave us a phone number. He didn't leave us anything. All he got was our money, and we got the keys and the title and the tags. But this thing did not go over 25 miles per hour. Y'all, I was so angry and so upset. And we couldn't find a dude. We only knew the area of the neighborhood, but he could have lived in any of 50 houses that was over there. And so, needless to say, that car was not blessed by God. It was cursed by God, if anything. That just goes to show you, one, not saying that men are the only ones that know about cars, but it's always good to take a man with you that knows a little bit about cars than to just go and buy something, you know what I mean? Because if my dad was there, he would have asked to drive the car. And that's how we usually do it, because this wasn't my first time buying a used car. But I just felt funny when he didn't let us drive the car. But, you know, my mom was like, you need to get it, you need to get it. So I got it. And I got ripped off. Yeah. So that was that. And then the car ran good. It just didn't go over 25 miles per hour. So I drove it, y'all. I drove it anywhere I could. You know, I just stayed in a slow lane. And, you know, I drove it for a while. I don't remember if I think after I bought that car, I think I moved back home with my mom and dad. I don't think I stayed at my sister's house past that because it was just getting too dangerous and I had dropped out of school. Or did I finish the year? I don't remember. I think I finished the year. No, I finished the year and then that was it. I didn't go back to school, but I had moved back with my parents' house before the school year was over. And, you know, so needless to say, that was a waste of money. And I got gypped, and the whole Blessed by God stuff was just ridiculous because that car had got nowhere on it. Like, anyhow, y'all, that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed this story. Let me know if y'all ever experienced anything like this, and thanks for watching. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.